Hello everyone, I'm Sharpedo43 once again, bringing you all another Wi-Fi battle. This is going to be a UU battle once again, and my opponent for this battle is going to be Ruined Thunder. As you can see, I'm going to be using this team once again. It's just because I want to just try out a little bit more with this team. I did get a huge like idea of how this team kind of works, but I mean, just because I kind of got blown back by that Breloom. Like, I realized that this team kind of has a Breloom weakness if I let things like Sylveon and Heracross go down, so I'm gonna actually try to battle someone else and hope they don't have Breloom. And if they did have Breloom, I try to actually make the, effort to preserve both Hera and Sylveon, because, they both kind of answer Breloom, because you saw how bad I fared against the Breloom in the last battle. So I'm hoping that in this battle I don't have to face anything like that, and if I do, that I know how to play around it. But as you can see, my opponent's team here is a little bit less threatening, or at least less scary, just because of the fact that no Breloom this time, which this team actually suffers. So he does have a Lycanroc though, which actually can be dangerous if I actually let things like Swampert and even Doublé go down. So because of that, I feel like Swampert and Doublé are going to play a much bigger role than they did in the last battle. So even though I think Doublé was supposed to play a bigger role, but like I said, I kind of had a terrible time conserving that. So I mean, I'm kind of trying to see if in this battle maybe I can improvise or something. Or, well, no, not improvise, because there was nothing to improvise in the last battle, in all honesty. But yeah, you know what I mean. Anyways, let's get into the battle. I lead with Aerodactyl, and he's going to lead off with Mega B. This is actually ideal for me because I get to now Mega Evolve, and he has to switch out basically, which is exactly what he's going to do, because Mega Aerodactyl does have higher base speed than Mega B, so Mega B is going to get outsped, and I can Stone Edge it or something. Here, I definitely predicted him to switch because I know that the Aerodactyl can outspeed the Mega B, so I anticipated him to switch into something. I didn't know what, so I just made the middle ground play, going for the Aqua Tail on the off chance he decides to send in Hippowdon. But he did not. He actually went into this Magneton. I do change it up to Earthquake now. Reason why I stayed in instead of switching out is because even if this Magneton is Timid Scarf, I know that with Mega Aerodactyl's enormous speed, I can definitely outspeed it even Scarfed Timid. So yeah, down goes that Magneton, and now he's gonna send out Agnologia, which is this Hydreigon. Now this I know can possibly outspeed my Aerodactyl if it's Scarf, so that I decide to switch out on, and I go into Sylveon. He's actually gonna predict me and actually go for Flash Cannon. Now this is a move that I've been expecting so many damn times on a Hydreigon, and because I never saw it on any Hydreigon, I didn't think this at this moment would be any different. So because I sent in Sylveon like that, I now realize that this thing has actually the Flash Cannon, so now I have to actually switch out. It did a lot of damage. I was starting to wonder if it was maybe choice specs, but honestly, I've never seen how much Flash Cannon from a timid Hydreigon with Choice Scarf does, so I wouldn't know if this is the normal amount of damage it would normally do had it not been specs. So I protect to get some HP back, and then here he's gonna switch out afterwards into Mantine, and I'm just gonna hard switch into Swampert. This was definitely not the switch that I wanted, so I definitely have to switch out again, and I'm gonna go into Heracross, because if he goes for Scald, the burn doesn't really matter on Heracross, because this Heracross is actually a Guts one, which will take advantage of the fact that it's burn. As you can see, he does go for the Scald and does get burn, like does get the burn basically. But again, it doesn't matter because my Heracross had a Flame Orb anyways, because it's a Gut set. So yeah, now he's gonna switch out though, and I think here's where I decide to go for, I don't remember if Facade or if Close Combat. Oh, I go for the knockoff just to knock off the item that it has, the leftovers. But he actually switches into Hippowdon instead, and I do get to knock off the leftovers on this, which is really good. But now I decide to go for Close Combat just to see if I can actually take out this Hippowdon from where it's at. Unfortunately, I'm not, even with the boost from Guts, so that really sucks. My defense is down, but thankfully for me, he's not even gonna take my Heracross out with a Fire Fang or anything. He's just gonna get his rocks up. I think that was one of the reasons why I stayed in as well, was because maybe I thought that he'll go for Stealth Rocks, thinking I'd switch out, afraid of the fact that I'd get withered down by the Hippowdon. But he doesn't do that. He just gets his rocks up. I try to go for Close Combat yet again, but he does ends up switching out into the Mantine, which is now going to allow him to basically do whatever he wants. Roost, Scald, almost like, I think, finish me off if he wanted to. But here, what I'm going to do now, instead of switching out, like I kind of wanted to do, in all honesty, just to conserve or preserve this Heracross. I decided to just switch it up to Facade now. It does quite an amount, but not enough to take out the Mantine. It does go for Roost afterwards, and I'm thinking, you know what? Let's try to go for another one, because he has to take me out at some point. And if he does that, I get to revenge KO the Mantine for free, basically, and not have to worry about Mantines being annoying. Because Mantines, if you guys have seen Mantines in a lot of battles, like, they can be annoying with the bulk that they carry, especially on the special defensive side. But yeah, here I go for another Facade. He finally does decide to switch it up to Skull now, and is gonna take out my Heracross, unfortunately. But now I get to send in whatever I want to just revenge KO it, and I obviously have to make sure that it's something that outspeeds it, because if it's something that can't outspeed it, this thing can just go for Roost before I attack it. So, and that's not what I want. So what I do here is go straight into Doublade just to go for the Shadow Snake. I was afraid of him possibly switching out and trying to preserve this Mantine, but thankfully I went with my gut and just decided to go for Shadow Snake, and it does take out the Mantine, thankfully. But now he's gonna get a free switch into this Hydreigon, which is a problem. So what I'm going to do right here and now is actually switch into Tentacruel. The reason why was because I definitely was thinking he'd try to go for the Draco Meteor here. Well, I mean Draco Meteor, the Flash Cannon, predicting my Sylveon. And because my Sylveon had to take a huge beating from that Flash Cannon earlier, I did not want to risk him just predicting me again and going for Flash Cannon. So I switched into Tentacruel, which does resist Flash Cannon. But unfortunately, he does predict my switch correctly again, and does go for the Draco on my Tentacruel. I think had the crit not occurred, I think I had a chance of surviving, but I think the chances were still in his favor anyway, so it's like whatever. Although if it's timid, I don't think so. I think I have a much better chance to live, but I mean, I don't know. But looking at the damage that it does after going for a Draco Meteor initially on my Swampert, this damage definitely tells me that it's probably Specs. So I was thinking, okay, now it's at -4, so what I should do now is just get my rocks up, which is what I did. And here I wanted to switch out back into Sylveon, but I kind of was afraid he would switch out because of the fact that he's already at -6. But he actually never ended up switching out, which is kind of interesting, because now I can actually set up rocks and then just spam Skull. Because what I want to do with this Hydreigon is, if he chooses not to switch out, I can just Skull Burn it, chip it down, and maybe even get the burn to wither it down much quicker, putting it in range of anything else to KO it. On the off chance like I can't. Although Sylveon, like I said, should be able to take it out, but again, I don't want to risk him switching out into anything. If I switched in Sylveon and he went into this Hippowdon, I would have been able to take it out, sure, but I think then he would have just gotten a free switch into Mega Bee and then get a Poison Jam off, and I kind of didn't want that, so I was kind of like in a 50-50 scenario with that Hydreigon. So thankfully I was able to actually not get full, because I wanted to switch out numerous occasions there, but I just felt like he was gonna stay maybe, and he did, so I was like, oh damn. But here, yeah, you saw I took out the Hippowdon, which now forces him to send in Mega Bee. I switched into Aerodactyl, kind of hoping he goes for the U-turn, which is probably the only move that Aerodactyl resists, as well as Poison Jab. But U-turn's less powerful than Poison Jab, so I take less damage from U-turn than I would Poison Jab. So yeah, and he does go for the U-turn, and as you can see, it does a lot thanks to the freaking adaptability that this Mega Bee has. And he is gonna get the switch initiative and go into Lycanroc, which I know these things can carry Excel Rock, and with Tough Glass, which is the ability that Dusk Lycanrocs carry, it's definitely going to be enough for to take out my Aerodactyl, especially since it's also super effective, as well as it being stab and whatnot. So what I'm going to do here is definitely going to do Blade. If he goes for Crunch, I'm pretty sure I can still take one, because my Eviolite is still not knocked off, so I should be able to take it well, and Crunch is not stab, albeit boosted by Tough Glass. I should still be able to take it okay. So here, I went for Gyro. I really wanted to go for Swords Dance, but I was just thinking, you know what, this Lycanroc can be threatening if it starts to set up Swords Dances himself, so I was like, okay, let's just go for Gyro Ball. He ends up switching into the Hydreigon, which is actually really, really good for me, because now this allows me to just finish it off with a Shadow Sneak. I was going to say Gyro Ball. Gyro Ball is not a priority move. Shadow Sneak is, though. And it was definitely enough to take it out, which allows me to now not worry too much about his remaining Pokemon, which I think is this Mega Bee and the Dust Lycanroc, yeah. So I kind of don't want to get knocked off. I know that these Mega Bees can carry knockoff. I don't know if this one had it, so I just decided to send in Sylveon, essentially to sack it, because if he does go for knockoff like he does right here, he's definitely going to follow it up with Poison Jab anyway, so I decided, yeah, just sack Sylveon. It doesn't really do much against the Lycanroc if that Lycanroc happens to have Iron Head for Sylveon, so I decided to just sack it, which is unfortunate, but again, it's something I felt like I actually had to do. So here I'm gonna finally go into Aerodactyl. Here I just go for the Earthquake because well, Mega B is airborne. It's still a poison type. It's not a flying type, so therefore it's not immune to Earthquake. And it's super effective against this Lycanroc, which he decides to stack, I guess predicting me to go for something that isn't Earthquake. But yeah, I definitely go for the Earthquake here in all honesty. There's no reason for me not to. Honestly, expected me to go for Aqua Tail again and hope that I'd miss, but nope. I definitely had Earthquake on this thing, so this pretty much prevents him from taking out my Aerodactyl with a Excel Rock at the very least. So now this Mega B just comes in, gets outsped, and it's also going to get Earthquake so that, you know, it goes down and whatnot. Because I'm not going to go for Stone Edge or Aqua Tail. Those two moves can miss, and then he can definitely bring it back if he actually, you know, gets that open window and all that. So I didn't want to give that to the opponent. So yeah, that's going to be the whole game. Thank you all for watching this battle. I think that was all I got to say. As you can see, my Aerodactyl, I felt like it did put in quite an amount of work. It actually damaged the Hippodon severely. It took out the Lycanroc because the guy sacked it and whatnot. It took out the... Did I say Magneton? I think I already said it took out Magneton. It took out the Lycanroc. I already said that as well. Took out Mega B. It put in a lot of work in this battle, which is actually kind of cool. Like, this is what I wanted to do with this team. It did well, actually I think Heracross did more work in the last battle, but in this battle Aerodactyl kind of put in the work again. So, and that's kind of what I wanted to do, because when there's a team that has a Mega, I kind of wanted to do stuff in the battle, and that's kind of what in this battle Mega Aerodactyl did. It took out 3 Pokemon. That's actually kind of crazy. But yeah, nonetheless, good game to the opponent, and thank you all for watching. Hope to catch you guys in the next battle, but for now, just take it easy.